Welcome back. As you may know, both John and I are dads to boys and girls, and that's the focus of this week's segment on Mom Enough Podcast is how to raise boys. We're talking about raising them to grow into good men. To walk us through that, it means we're talking with developmental psychologist and Mom Enough co-host, Dr. Marti Erickson.
Welcome.
We just met John for the first time.
Thank you, John. Yeah, it's
Thanks
nice
for
to
being
meet
here.
Excited.
All right.
I'm excited to have two guys who have sons.
Yes, I got a lot of questions.
You're living this.
Yeah, we could talk for a couple hours here, but we
We
only have a
could.
few minutes, and that's okay.
Yep.
What are the underlying issues with raising boys today?
Well, one of the things is that gender stereotypes are alive and well. And even when we don't intend to, it's very easy for parents, grandparents, people in general, to impose those stereotypes onto both boys and girls. And with boys, it's often, you know, be a big boy now. Big boys don't cry. Or, oh, you're so strong. And it's not that saying you're strong is a bad thing, but it's the emphasis on that all the time. And then with girls, oh, isn't she pretty? And look at what a sweet girl she is. And the reality is that children, regardless of gender, need the same things. And in those early years, they need a secure base, a strong, secure attachment with at least one loving caregiver, parent, hopefully more than one. And they need comfort and tender care, as well as play and fun and all of that. But we shortchange boys quite often, and a lot of research really supports that we kind of undermine the tender part of what boys need to become.
Yeah, and what are some of the tips that you would, I guess, ask parents to do, and what the research shows?
Well, I think the first thing is to really provide tender, loving care. Be gentle, stroke them, hug them. You can, roll around on the floor together, that's fine too, but just be sure, especially when a child is uncomfortable, when they're crying because they need something, respond promptly, respond tenderly. And that's what builds a secure attachment and builds the foundation for healthy development long term.
Yeah, I'm not here to preach to anybody, but in my opinion, that old stereotype of brush it off or dust it off, to me that's not toughness. Everybody cries, okay?
Yeah.
Toughness is being able to overcome circumstance. Toughness is being able to be confident in your decisions and actions. Toughness is care and kindness.
Yes.
Toughness is control of your emotions. And as a child, you haven't, girl or boy, you haven't built those things yet. So you need your parents to sort of reinforce those, right?
Well, you said it. I distinguish between toughness and strength. And to me, toughness suggests that, you're not going to acknowledge your feelings. You're going to try to act like, oh, this doesn't matter.
It almost is like a facade.
So,
like if I'm going to be tough, you're pushing toughness. It's like asking for respect. You earn respect.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
you can't just force toughness. So for me, my goal is to build trust with my child, my boy or girl. But
For
really,
you, yeah.
Asher, obviously, I treat them a little differently. And I make sure that Asher knows that it's not a transactional love with my boy. You don't have to prove anything to me. I'm always
good for you.
gonna love you the same. So I always make sure to tell my son, especially Asher, because it's easy to tell your girl I love you, and obviously for me I love them both and tell them. But I make sure, Asher, I love you every single day, just so he hears that.
That's great.
And you don't need to prove toughness to me, and hopefully I build that trust and respect. And some days I don't know what I'm doing, but that's what's important.
Well, and strength and resilience really come from those very things. And, it doesn't mean that boys can't be guys, and
Right.
there may be differences in the kinds of activities kids prefer, and that's fine. We're not saying to make everybody alike, but those basic human needs are the same regardless of gender. And we have to really take that seriously.
Agree.
Dr. Marti, it's always a pleasure to have you on. You put the book up. Is this it?
I did, yeah. This is the book by the author that is our guest on the Mom Enough podcast, and I can't say enough about this. This guy has done so much research on boys and the power of connection in building good men.
Yes.
And his name is Michael Reichert, and it's How to Raise a Boy, the Power of Connection to Build Good Men.
Awesome, great.
And he's
Great. Thank you
terrific
so
to
much.
listen to.
Thank you, Dr. Marti. Always great
Yeah.
to have you on.